This flight never reached its destination. On a quiet morning in 2001, a routine takeoff turned into one of the deadliest aviation disasters in American history. This is the story of American Airlines Flight 587. New York was still healing from the trauma of 9/11s. Just 2 months later, another tragedy unfolded in the skies above the city. But this was not an act of terror. It was a deadly chain of human error and the unseen limits of technology. The morning of November 12, 2001, at John F. Kennedy International Airport was cool and clear. Passengers were boarding American Airlines Flight 587, an Airbus A300 with its final destination set for Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. For many on board, this was a trip home to see family, a long-awaited vacation. At 9:14 a.m., with 260 souls aboard, 251 passengers and 9 crew members, the aircraft lifted off from runway 31L. The initial climb was smooth. The cockpit conversations routine. Everything seemed perfectly normal. But in the sky, unseen forces were already in motion. No one on that plane, or on the ground below, could have known that in just a few minutes their world would be shattered. Ahead of Flight 587, a Japan Airlines Boeing 747 had just taken off. As it climbed, it left behind a powerful invisible trail of swirling air known as wake turbulence. This is a common occurrence in aviation, especially at busy airports. Flight 587 flew directly into this turbulent air. The first officer, who was at the controls, felt the aircraft jolt. His training kicked in, and he immediately tried to stabilize the plane by using the rudder, pushing the pedals back and forth to counteract the turbulence. But he did something no one expected, something that the aircraft was not designed to handle. In his attempt to fight the turbulence, the first officer made a series of full aggressive rudder movements from one side to the other. He was trying to keep the wings level, but the Airbus A300's rudder system was highly sensitive. These rapid, extreme inputs placed an unimaginable amount of aerodynamic stress on the aircraft's tail assembly. The materials that held the vertical stabilizer, the large fin on the tail to the fuselage, were pushed beyond their breaking point. Inside the cockpit, loud bangs were heard. Warning lights flashed. The vertical stabilizer and the rudder had snapped off the plane entirely. First responders rushed to a scene of utter devastation, and the nation once again found itself in shock, mourning another profound loss. Immediately, investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board, the NTSB, descended on the scene. Given the climate of fear after 9/11s, the first assumption for many was terrorism. But the investigation quickly pointed in a different direction. The flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, the black boxes, were recovered from the wreckage. The 265 lives lost on November 12, 2001 were not in vain. The story of American Airlines Flight 587 serves as a powerful reminder of the complex relationship between human operators and sophisticated technology. It was a disaster born from a gap in knowledge, a fatal misunderstanding. It stands as a solemn monument in aviation history, not just a story of a crash, but a lesson in humility, a warning about the limits of both man and machine, and a testament to the relentless pursuit of making our skies safer for everyone. We remember those who never made it home that day. If you value real stories, real investigations, and real lessons from technology and history, subscribe to GRS Tech N. We bring you new documentaries every week, exploring the events that have shaped our world. Thank you for watching.